think? I mean, I can't put it past any of those people.
I do. So I looked at woman, I said it's okay. Oh God, Nick, come on, I want you to just choose these things quickly for me and not do pictures. Oh God, Nick, come on, I want you to just choose these things quickly for me and not do pictures.
Sorry.
Just sign here?
Ready?
Yeah, right next to your name. Looks perfect.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, well, thank you for coming. We're gonna get this meeting started. We have two meetings today. We have a special membership meeting where we vote for the reserves, for partial reserves for 2025. And then we're gonna close that meeting and proceed to the very next meeting, which is the approval for the budget meeting for 2025. So we'll get started with the first meeting, calling the meeting to order at 6 o'clock, 5:59. Okay, 6 o'clock now. 6 o'clock on the dot. 7 Yeah. So, the first thing we gotta do is certify the quorum, which we did. This is a membership meeting, so it is based on how many members of the association there are. Today, they're gonna be counted by the amount of proxies that I received, plus proxies like, Barry's that I didn't receive, so you're in person. We received 90 proxies in total. Plus Barry, did I get one? I didn't get a proxy. Yeah, you did, okay. So we have 91 total members, which certifies for quorum. So we will proceed with the meeting. The first thing we do is proof of notice of meeting. Just we're going to have Mark sign this, certifying that we all received the notice of meeting for this 2 meetings here. So we can sign that.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. The next item on the agenda will be the vote on the statutory reserves for the 2025 budget. Like I mentioned before, we received 90 votes via proxy, 86 of which were voted for partial reserves. Barry, you will have a chance to vote. Four. That makes it 87. One in person. Out of the 69 that we needed. Therefore, the membership has approved for partial reserve. Now, I just want to clarify something before we continue. We are only partially funding non-structural integrity reserve items. The integrity reserves are fully funded. They're fully funded based on the search study that we had, based on the funding plan that we presented twice last year or earlier this year, I'm sorry. So I just want to make sure that some people were asking that question earlier. We voted only on partial reserves for non-structural items. The structural items are fully funded, okay? I just wanted to make that clear. So that's it. So it did pass. We are going to go partially funding the non-structural items. So with that being said, we can go ahead and motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion, Dan.
Let me ask a quick question.
Sure.
The pooled reserves that we were talking about, because it was hard to calculate the percentages going towards each reserve item, because we have line item reserves.
Sure.
So is it preferable to make it pooling at this point?
So what Mark is talking about is that there are two different types of ways to having your reserves in your account, in your budget. One is per item. One is all pooled into one. The difference is that when this per item, that means that we cannot use that money for anything other than whatever that line is. When you pull them all together, obviously it has to be a vote, but you can use, it's just one, everything's pooled, exactly what it is, right? You have one large amount of money and you can use it accordingly for whatever you need. The only reason we're considering that this time, and this is something that we're going to bring up in the next month or so, I'm going to send an email explaining it to everybody. It's only because now we have two sets of reserve items. One is the structural reserve items that are being fully funded, and now we have non-structural reserve items which are being partially funded. So we're thinking that if we can pull them separately, we'll have, it will just be less confusing when it comes to voting and stuff like that. So there will be an email sent out. Mark and I were talking about it, and I'm going to send an email explaining it to everybody so that everybody's kind of aware, and then we're going to discuss it and have the possibility of maybe pooling their reserves instead of having them separate. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, because there's no way to allocate.
Which way are you intending to go to it? You want to do a line item reserve or?
Well, we're line item now, which is good in that it governs what you can use the money for, but it's harder now because some of it's mandated is of full funding, and the other part we can vote on for partial. So it's kind of impossible to do the calculation divvy out the percentages of what's going to reserves at partial and what's going to reserves at full. It's an impossible,
They got one thing that's been funded and the price changes, then we're in trouble with that? We have to refund more?
Well, the prices are usually never accurate in the reserve study. They tend to be lower anyway. So,
In the pool, you can actually just move it around if the price changes, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, anytime we're using money from the reserves is a.
So you're thinking the pool system is better?
Not necessarily.
the pool system is better. However, the monies that you have now are dedicated to those line items. So,
Well,
I
it
think what
used
you're
to
saying
be-
is you would need membership approval.
Yeah.
To make it, yeah, you can't,
It
we can't just
used
do
to
it.
be Florida law statutes, you couldn't switch funds with us. Did that change?
Yeah, you can now, but it has to be a membership vote. So it will
Okay,
have to be a vote of
because
the entire association.
It was an absolute, it was assigned to that line and you couldn't switch.
If you get a membership,
But now
vote,
you can switch.
you can have it approved if the membership approves it, yes.
And what I'm gonna find out is if we are allowed to pool one group, like the reserve, the structural reserve items, if we can pool those and leave the other ones separately. Only because the reserve study and the funding plan is kind of all grouped together. We're not funding individually. It's like one thing, we're funding $250,000 in 2025 towards all those items. So it will make more sense to just have them pooled since we are basically funding as a pool, at one lump sum. So that's the reason why we're considering it. But like I said,
What the board can do is vote for a go-forward basis to pool your reserves. The money that you've already collected has to stay
Stays.
where it is, but on a go-forward basis, like January 1st, you can do.
Okay.
That's something we consider, okay?
So I will look into it this week. I'll send out an email and let everybody informed of what I find out and we'll probably, we'll consider it. So, and motion, do I get a second? Second. All in favor? Okay. So we have closed this meeting and we will now open up the budget approval. Welcome again. So we adjourned the last meeting at, time right, 6:06. We will open this meeting, we'll call it to order at 6:06 p.m. We're now in the Board of Directors budget meeting. Certified quorum, this is a board meeting, therefore the quorum is of the board. We have 4 out of 7 board members which qualify as quorum. Therefore, we can proceed with this meeting. Approval of notice of meeting, same as before, Mark already signed it. You guys all received both of these notices at the same time. And line item number 4 will be reading and disposal of any unapproved meeting minutes. So I sent these minutes to the board. These are from the last budget meeting last year. It was, both meetings lasted 11 minutes, or 8 minutes. So it wasn't really, pretty much it was kind of like it is today. We received enough votes for partial reserves, and then we adjourned the meeting, just like we did today. We had, I think, 92 total, 90 in favor, 2 against. We adjourned the meeting. And then we opened up the budget meeting, and basically we just discussed that the main reason for the 12% increase on the budget meeting last year was due mainly to our insurance increase. 10% out of the 12% was basically insurance increase, the 2% was everything else. And then we adjourned that meeting, and that was the end of that. So those are the meeting minutes for last year. If I can get a motion to approve the minutes. Mark, second please.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
So efficient.
Mark, will you please? I know, that's why I had a little task there, place to go. Yes. Those are the actual budgets right now. All right, guys, so, item number 5 is the adoption of the proposed budget. Considering the fact that we are, funding reserves at 100% now, we were still able to stay at a 6% increase on the maintenance fees. So the insurance didn't go up, the insurance went down, which is what helped us a lot with the budget. So we have a 6% increase on that, 20% funding on non-structural reserve items. And that's really all the explanation that I have for that. So if I can get a motion to.
And what was that extra, what was the percentage that went up because of the PC here?
Like less than 1%.
It was less than.
It was only $20,000, $23,000 more. It wasn't even it was a small percentage.
Okay.
So, yeah, what do you guys want a motion to approve? And, second, please.
Media.
India. Mark,
Sorry.
autographs, yeah, I need 4 signatures. That's it, there's nothing else. Oh, sorry. Yeah, all right, all in favor to approve? Aye. Thank you very much. Before we adjourn, do you guys have any questions? No. Motion to adjourn?
Yes.
And, second?
Yeah.
Livia, all in favor?
If anybody has any questions, now the only reason we were kind of delayed is Mario's baby has to be picked up from the babysitter right now, so he has to leave, but we are all here if anybody wants to talk to us.
Good.
Sorry.
I would love to talk to you guys.
Yes, you can, happily.
Okay, when?
Go ahead, Mario.
Sorry.
As soon as it's not a real writer. Okay, I have a minute, right? Rick, we can let you and Mario.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No, that's what you
Sign the sheet.
I don't know. Conversation, sure.
So what are you going to keep?
Well, not bad, right?
Can't trust it.
Okay, y'all can go and be with
Do you want to stay or?
No, you can stay, but I just wanted, yes.
I appreciate it, no,
Thank
seriously.
you. We really would like him to go see about his
I could
baby.
take the baby to his place.
You could have.
You
You're a lot
you
prettier.
would rather done it off the premises, I don't love to
That
give
was good. It
babies.
was ugly, baby.
I'm not a baby lover. Don't like them.
Okay.
All right, I just want to confirm that I have everything, because I always forget to get signatures, and then I'm running around the next one.
Maybe pose your question in case we need Mario's
No,
feedback.
well,
No, you-
What I want to ask is technically help. I have that assessment, that's fine on my apartment because of Casper. Can we ever get that straightened out? I'd love to get my maintenance down to zero, because I keep getting late fees and stuff, and then I have to go to Mario and say, Mario, help take the late fees off. I've been doing this for years now.
7 years we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, and we've never got it resolved. And we get it resolved because you guys said to me, if I don't get a lease to get, and you're gonna, like, reject Casper's lease, that you're gonna fine me $1,000. And I was like, okay, and then the lawyer who was on the board at that time gave me a lawyer to call. And I called him, and he said, you can't do that because he's grandfathered in, he's been leased every year, his lease is renewable. The only way to get him out is to get him out for non-payment, because he hadn't paid me about $50,000 back. So I had to take legal proceedings, it cost me like $3,000 to get him out. And I still got the fine because I didn't submit a lease. Can we get that resolved, like get that taken off, because I did get Casper out, which is what the board asked me to do. But, you know, the way that the board asked me to do it wouldn't
No,
work.
I mean, I remember what happened.
Okay, so
And
there,
Larry, we need a lease, just get me a lease. You never got me a lease. I gave you the drop.
The lease was on the thing, the lease was in the file, which Ken threw out. Because he decided to throw the old file. Cat was here for 20-something years. And then I was told you need to get him another lease so we can return.
Yes, because then, you know, it was the time around when everyone was leasing without leases.
Right, right, but the lease was on file, every year was re-submitted, and every time I went to Casper, said, I need to put a lease, it's like.
Let's, I love the way
Thank you.
So,
My wife, she's
here
8
what I
months.
suggest.
And my wife completely, well, I got your proxy, so you don't need to sign. Yeah.
Just put exactly what you said.
Yes, my wife
just
just decided to,
We're gonna
Take your trip to Orlando without telling me. And I'm like, oh, we're going. And my nanny has to leave at 7. That's the only reason why I was, oh my God, I'm stressing out.
I did that.
But this is important, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much, guys. Have a good
And
night.
my dogs
No,
like,
they
my
have
dogs like leftover
Right.
steak when you go to a restaurant.
What do the channels?
No, I mean, because the board. No.
No, the board
No, we never
never
talked
did,
about it.
so
So
what
there
I'm
you go.
saying is, I think that's the fairest way to do it. Do it, we are 7 people, what do you think? And tell them, how about that?
I say bring Casper back.
I say,
Give me a that.
Over who's step on it?
Give me a that. If you won't pay me the rent anyway.
Watch out for the car.
ask Mike Green.
Okay, so we'll
That's
do it.
bringing him
We'll do
here.
it.
I would appreciate it. Look,
Yeah,
I keep getting late fees. I probably spend.
No, but I don't think you can't get late fees on the,
no,
But they do it.
technically, I guess they're back office.
No, because there's a hierarchy of how your payments are applied.
Correct.
So they're first applied to, fines and things like that. So you always have a balance on your account until you pay the fine.
I'm surprised,
And
it's
then-
not just a
Yeah,
separate
I
ledger
paid
thing.
probably about $400 in late fees.
Yeah.
What is the balance of the
The
fine?
whole,
What's
late
the
fee, the
balance
whole
of the
binding
fine?
It was
process is
$1,000 fine.
okay, but then that's 400 off of the 1,000, so you really only owe 6. Because they can't charge you late fees on a
But
fine.
the thing is,
They
you're not
cannot
paying.
You're
charge.
better off already.
Just keep
What
paying
is
fine.
it?
The fine, when he sends in his maintenance, it's applied to.
Oh, you like.
So
At least the
Oh,
balance of the
The
real,
balance.
the real accrues. Yeah, so it's just not handled the same for whatever reason. I mean,
Yeah.
so it should be handled differently.
Yeah,
And
one
now
nice
you're-
story
now I
is-
taken off some fines, but he said, I can't take all this off.
you just let all of, you just write an email to Mario, which he will forward to all of us.
Okay.
And then all of us vote, like I said, my dogs are like
Okay.
leftover
Yeah,
steak
good.
when you go out. And we will all
Terrible
vote and
form.
let you know.
I would appreciate it, but it's just like,
Okay.
I can't, I want to be at zero, you know,
Okay.
I want to say.
There is one way to be at zero.
Yeah.
You're halfway there.
Like a donation.
I spent 3,500 to get him out because the board was like, get him out, and the only way we're gonna get him out is you put a lease on him. And I said,
Did you have to evict them or not?
Yeah, I had to evict him.
No, I don't remember.
All while he was threatening
lawyer-
my
the lawyer-
life, but all while he was threatening my life and phoning,
Right, it was living real life, and then
Throwing things on
he broke up
Yeah.
Frank's relationship.
throwing
Oh,
things
right.
in my car.
And he would put things
Yeah,
on your
broke
car.
my windscreen.
Right, and you're telling me if you don't get him out, you go to tell him, he comes, but you still scared, but you're threatened by him.
You leave a note in my car.
Huh?
Don't park next to my motorcycle. Your car is too big. Yeah, Casper. I
Oh,
never
right.
even.
Oh, he tortured everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
He parked his motorcycle where.
So we will,
And I got him.
because when you think about it, it's 7 people, I'm sure everybody's in this fine. Just send it.
I want to get it.
Okay, so just send it, I'll make sure everybody gets it, and we'll all.
Well, you know,
Because,
let
you
me
know,
say something.
Oh, baby.
Be specific.
But it's ready, it's in stock.
You know, be very specific.
Okay.
What do you owe? What was for? Because some people were new and they don't know what happened.
Mhm.
And, you know, what do you
it
want?
was before his time, he doesn't know.
Oh, no, but I.
Oh, he was here,
I remember
he had-
Casper on.
he dealt with
Yeah, he was a nightmare.
Yeah,
Well, it's important, you know, just points and what do you want the board to agree with?
Okay.
Because if not, you know, people are saying, what does it want? So you owe a fine, right?
Right, well, the lawyer who was on the board at that time had a problem, 5B, I think, 5A? 5A, 6, what, you know what I'm talking about, he was
No,
So the lawyer-
Rosselli?
He wasn't on the
Rosselli?
board.
on the board.
No.
No.
so he wasn't on board.
The lawyer?
Rob? Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah, he
no,
wasn't
you're
on
talking
board.
about,
Robert Roselle.
no, Melody and,
Oh,
Oh, Bruce.
Bruce.
Yeah,
Bruce.
That's
Bruce
what
was
he
on
was.
board, yeah.
Bruce is, he was a lawyer, he recommended a lawyer, because he said, the lawyer said, you can't write a lease because the lease has already been approved and grandfathered in by the condo, you know? They have to just renew it. The only way to get them out is to evict them, and the only way to evict them is if you have a reason to evict them, and my reason was, number one, just pay me rent for like 3 years, you owe me like
he was
$50,000
on
rent.
serious drugs and
And that,
attacking
remember
residents.
that?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, we all, you know, it wasn't doing me any good. I mean, you know, so,
And you know, Bobby on top of it,
Yeah.
Bobby paid Casper. Casper took the money.
Yeah.
So,
He started,
let him get away with
if
it.
Bobby have a lease.
Just let him get away with it, because he wasn't here.
Or.
So mention in your, mention in your request,
I picked up the whole apartment.
mention in your request that you complied with the
Exactly.
Right, but they wanted me to give him a lease, so I just, a lease would have gotten him out. Because then he could afford it, saying, hey, I've been here for 26 years, I'm grandfathered in, my lease can go in. The only way to get him out, according to the lawyer, was to evict him for non-payment of his, which he did.
You bought the apartment in 2010.
No, he came in like 1986, 86 or 87, he came in,
It
it
was
was,
before my time, but yeah.
Irv was the president of the board, and his daughter was dating me, living with me, and then she brought in Casper and Irv's daughter, Eileen, she brought in Billy. It was Casper and Billy at the time. Billy was the bartender, worked over here at the Bible Bar. And three of us were roommates technically. You know, because I was still here. They were roommates with me. And
That's what we were trying to do. You say,
Yeah.
we were saying, just say he's your roommate and we're done with this.
Yeah.
Never got paperwork. I know, I remember what happened.
Yeah.
All right, so enough with that. We'll just send us the email, whatever, and we'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to get him out. And the board was like, do this way. Like, lawyer said, can't do it that way. So I did it the way the lawyer did. Finally got him out. They got here.
Anyone have any other questions? We got you.
Thank you.
You're good.
But he is talking, right, the only microwave tower that's on the beach is into his bedroom. That's the only one on the entire beach. Why in the world?
The 5G tower?
Yeah,
It's not even hooked up.
The 5G, right,
It's hooked up and it's pretty towers. And I
they
called them,
hardwired it.
and they said that the state put it there. And they had people come to my apartment.
I read
and
it.
measure the microwave. And they said, it's safe. And I'm like, can't we move it across the street like all the other towers? And they're like, no, but that's a state thing.
I think we have to get about Chippewa Market.
We have to.
They once told me that, and I talked to Steve Glassman at the city, and I said, they can just do what they want. He's like, they're handled totally, this is Department of Transportation.
Correct, the state.
Right, so you gotta ask Chippewa Market to say,
On top of the guy that hardwired it in, he took the meter out and hardwired it.
The tower across the street powers that.
And
I thought
he's,
this thing was like vandalized or
And
something.
he's-
It's the 5G tower, right?
There's a 5G tower like where the kitchen is to my house,
but it's
It's real close.
into
It's
his
like right on
bedroom, into his bedroom.
into my room.
Great signal.
Yeah. I
Do you
get
blow it
radiation.
like,
It's a great
I
signal.
get like 3,000 megabits per second.
do you blow it
It is
like?
fast.
Yeah, it's fast. I get 3,000 megabits per second.
But the guy that did the hardwiring, he says, I wouldn't want this in my
And
bedroom.
I don't
And
blame
he's
them.
different.
So, all right, so I don't know, between you and I guess Mario can give Brianna that thing, but you gotta talk with Chip and his people.
I'll call.
So when he gets in again, which I assume he will.
Yeah, it's like, when I leave, I feel like I'm calming down. I come here, I get like, I start radiating.
Okay, good.
They said, oh, no, it doesn't go through that.
No.
I was just on my couch with 3,200 megabits per second speed on my phone. Where's this coming from? You know, we don't get that through the internet.
Okay, explain the new cable, the fiber optic you're putting in.
Yeah, I don't think they finished C yet, like I put out the update. So they'll go through each stack, so what they're doing, we built those conduits.
The last update that we got to the secret,
Yeah.
it was in there.
But they still will be active. No?
The company don't forget, the service was never Optical. Optical is just a broker. You have to deal with a broker when you're in a condo. You have to go through someone. So at the time, it was the best route, price, and most features to go with Dish. It just was. I don't want to rehash that whole thing. But now, so what they're doing is those conduits are filled with the RG6 cables, regular cables. They are ripping them out, running all new cables down from the same Dish Network thing, but tied to the outside of the conduit because they needed to get room to get the fiberglass in. So I don't know well, you had an extenuating circumstance where you lost power.
Yeah.
lost TV, it should be like a 30-minute thing.
Yeah, but there was a reason. And the guys, first set of guys that were working here, these guys are much more professional. The first set of guys that were
Yeah, we
working
went
here
to a
just
different,
cut off my
they weren't-
television and my internet and went home and they were gone for days.
we made them get a different contractor.
So we got a different contractor, and I have to tell you, on the day that they came applying for the job, the day they came, those guys that weren't even coming here to work, went up on the roof, threw a new cable down and gave me back TV and internet. I was like, yay, and they were so professional, and now they're here working.
So there'll be all new cables that were in there, but now new cables, same exact system, just on the outside, so there'll be room for the new fiber optic drops. So they're all ready to go into each apartment. When they finish all the stacks, they will hook it up into the apartment. Now you'll have fiber to the apartment and they'll hook up this said hardware, which is nothing, which is like a power pack, which is a nesting thing that does your internet, and that Wi-Fi's to a little tablet box, which is it's an Android box basically, that does your TV. And you also have an app, so if you have a smart TV, you can download the
You
app.
still need your router.
Yeah, they give it.
It's a different one, yeah, it's a different one.
The thing that comes with it is like,
But what's nice is you're getting
Yeah, it's
fiber
a
to
different
your
one.
unit.
Well, is the fiber still inside that thing that we made, or is it outside, just out, the outside?
It's down the conduit on the
it
outside.
goes down the conduit on the outside and then comes into your unit.
So it goes down those things that you made
Right on
Yes.
the outside.
in the building, and then it goes,
They don't want anyone to
like the other
And if you
one.
live
Now
in a
that-
C stack or in any stack that is near to that build out,
That square thing that we put to cover the.
yeah, a little bit of debris is gonna end up on your balcony, because today I ended up with concrete on my balcony, just a little bit, because you know where
Just a
they.
drilling or whatever.
Yeah, just a little bit, just to let you, it was nothing, I mean, it
So the
was.
fiber optic is going into the same
Yeah.
square thing that's blocking the cable. Now you don't see them.
Yeah, whatever, I don't know, I haven't seen what they're gonna do, but they're gonna use the same type of junction box.
And then
But there are no
They
wires
said
running to your
that it
apartment.
was gonna be, everything was gonna be
So-
smaller.
It'll be one little, it's a power pack basically, that gives you your Wi-Fi, and then it's a Nest, so I think they, up to 3 we get, but they said any two bedrooms should just need 2 of them.
And
But
that's
So when you walk to one room, it's like here, it switches to the next one,
Oh, by the way, it
But
was
they're
actually
going to put new cable.
Wait,
inside
wait,
the-
wait. Can I explain something?
Go ahead.
with those plugs.
Can I
No new
explain
wires in
something?
your apartment, you
Yeah.
don't need wires in your apartment.
One question,
Yeah.
and I explain something. Thank you. Those litter boxes, okay, they are very small. They are not connected to any cable. It comes from the main box that they
Wi-Fi.
Oh, she's
connect.
talking about the
Can I
boxes
finish?
in the bedroom, but
She can
explain, Nivea, you need to explain what box you're talking
Yeah.
about. and all
Well, let
that.
me tell you, there is one box, okay, for internet, right? And then they also will bring a little, box, something
That
that you
attaches
put
to the
into
TV.
your wall, if you have another bedroom, so you don't need to connect your TV to that cable. It's just through the air, you know what I'm saying? So it is awesome, they have here like 8 people who have the test, I'm one of them, and I'm extremely satisfied. You know what it is to have a little box like this, and you don't even have to pay. You can go 3 days before you, let's say today is what, Monday? If you forgot to watch something on Sunday, or on Saturday, you just go back, you don't even have to pay.
The
Go to the
best part
guy, you
is-
can go 3 days
the
back,
best
or just
part
hit
is
play, and
no
it'll start
one-
playing.
News, I don't have to listen to Orange Man or Jamaican Woman. I can go on and I can listen to the weather, the stock market, and fast forward. I don't have to look at ads, I don't have to look at politics, I don't have to look at the war,
And
I
there's-
don't have to look at anything.
And there's
It's
no
amazing.
there's no
It's
internal
amazing.
wiring.
No internal.
That
That's the word,
interface-
internal
Kinda like
wire.
That
Internal
interface
wire.
is kind of like the
But
wireless
the
modem.
rewinding and
Yeah.
fast forwarding is amazing. So you go on, and you wanna hear what the temperature is, right? I wanna hear what the stock market is, right? And goodbye, I'm done. TV off.
So let's say that I like Lester Holt, right? as channel 4. So I go, and now it's on at 6:30 to 7, I go home, it's at 7, I just go to the 6:30, and I just, as Ann said, I just watch it, and when Anna comes in, I pass
I
over.
like to laugh at
It's
it.
incredible.
And
So
I think I got already 6 accounts you can have. So six different ways, 6 devices that you can have connected to the, I think it's 6.
As a matter of fact,
That you can have your TV on,
I have.
smart
the here in my
TV, box,
television.
cell phone, take one to your office, whatever you want to do. Yeah, as long as you have a speed.
Pretty
Yeah,
nice.
it's gonna be good.
So if you're like, I can watch different things in different rooms. But how many different rooms?
6.
Oh, I have.
You don't have enough.
You get 2 boxes, but you can download the app and you can put it on your Fire Stick or
Look, I have it
the
here.
optical tel
I
app.
can't even watch Lester Home right now. And then you say, yeah, but it's an app. And
So
it's
they
free.
have, the boxes assigned to you?
No, this is assigned to me.
The box, you have to sign in with your username and password.
Look, channel 1, 2, 3, it is incredible, channel 1. Well, it says channel 1 and
I
then
think it's
number
someone's,
2
it's
is
someone's condo
PBS.
association, actually.
You see, CBS Evening News, I can watch it right now. It's
So,
free.
and when is it starting for the rest of us in the village?
Well, they are working on that, but that's what we approve because the people who tested it, were very satisfied with this. Can you imagine?
Yeah, we have like 6
More
months.
trouble?
What's the cutover date?
Well, it's, by contract, I think it's January, but it should be
Uh-huh.
before that. They're saying it's less than a month to go to finish
Uh-huh.
everything, and then they'll,
Excellent.
as owners are available, they'll just hook it up.
Those guys are really.
Hopefully, it's just a flick
moving
of the
on a
switch,
rate.
and it's
They're really
done.
doing well.
You have TV, we come in, okay, now you still have TV, but with the new system, and done. And I guess we can set up, I didn't really think about it, but we can set up a tutorial thing.
That's what
With
I'm
basic
going to
stuff.
say right now. that
It's way more
hardware-
intuitive than Dish ever was.
If you're home when the guy installs it, it's probably that much better if they show you how to use it, or?
We
It's
can come
super-
here
yeah,
and
yeah, we
have
can
a
do
meeting.
We can
so
do a
you
tutorial
learn,
on
and
it.
it's very simple.
Yeah,
What about the old wire?
well, they'll rip it, so now they're running it on the outside, so once everything's hooked up, they'll just take it away and they'll take away the
Uh-huh.
dish.
Can you
Dishes.
have a tutorial for, let's say, when we have the annual meeting?
We can
Because
do
we
it.
have-
Yeah, we can do it anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm thinking that this is what we
away.
need to do.
Because,
Dish will be, dishes will be
you
done.
know, a lot of us,
No more like, wind resistance on the building, what's the matter with that? Are we gonna put
They're
up
light.
a solar panel and get free electric?
but something is pixeling my TV around 10 o'clock at night.
It's the biggest scam.
I know.
I have
Yeah,
a friend
I
who
was
sells
here
solar
tonight,
and
and
told
he
me
said
I've never.
Something is
done it.
interference.
He said
Yeah.
by the time you pay.
And
the
it's
bill,
like
you'll
between
be-
10
The
and
technology
11.
was good for the time, but now it's way
We need a
different.
little nuclear.
You know, everything streaming is way better as long as the internet stays stable, we're good.
This is the news right now that is happening in your TV. I am amazed. So can you imagine you can be at the airport and watching your TV here? So I think it's
I can be driving
incredible.
my car watching TV.
Well, I'm here, I just turned it on, so Eric, you'll be very happy.
Don't laugh, that's
Okay,
how I
well, right
listen to
now,
whatever channel. I mean, I'm not
because
watching, but
whatever
you just
is
stream
doing
it.
it is-
But it's- that's why we decided to do it.
Pointing here, like, that's my phone.
There's nothing to look at it.
Mark, because you're the IT person, you know, we can do the tutorial.
You have the one, I listen on a serious satellite, the radio.
Yeah, so we'll set, when we get closer, we'll do a tutorial thing.
Yeah.
Very basic.
Oh, they teach you things. Oh, we put this chemical, this chemical, that's gonna happen. We download the app.
It's really over, you know, it's But I'm very excited, I want to do
Yeah,
it.
the detective story. Oh, yeah, he put some, this on, he would.
Tester, and Steve, my husband, tested it.
I do it.
I think it's totally
Huh?
Yours, you don't
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Huh?
This is the five stories of-
I think that's it, right? No other questions?
Your TV is totally
I'm gonna push.
So, mine, what you are watching is all, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah, we should have really started.
Yeah,
right?
I
But you have that cable
No, let me tell you what
Hasta la vista, babies.
Send an email now, just to put it through, and I'll sign it.
positions there, and they.
All right, good night, everybody.
God